Welcome to The Deep Dive, the show that takes your research and gives you the ultimate shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're heading north to the Norwegian coast, plunging into a city that's just a living case study in contrasts, Stavanger.
Yeah.
We're talking about a place defined by this, delicate, historic wooden architecture.
Right.
Built on a foundation of Viking legend.
Yeah.
That then became, incredibly wealthy thanks to North Sea oil.
Stavanger is so fascinating because it really forces us to ask a key question. How does a city manage to preserve its unique genius loci, that spirit of the place?
That intimate feel.
Exactly. While at the same time becoming this global economic and cultural powerhouse.
It's that tension, isn't it?
It is. It's modesty versus hyper-modern wealth. And we've been digging through architectural studies, food guides, cultural calendars, and just trying to unpack that.
And that's really the mission of this deep dive.
Yeah.
We want to go beyond the typical travel stuff to understand how it actually works.
Yeah.
And here's the key insight we'll keep going back to. Stavanger learned that preserving its historic character wasn't just, sentimental.
Yeah.
It was the smartest economic decision it ever made.
Yeah.
We're going to see how that played out everywhere.
And the timing couldn't be better. As you mentioned, 2025 is the city's huge 900th anniversary year.
Huge. So let's start at the root of that character.
Architecture.
When you picture Stavanger, you should be visualizing wood.
Mm-hmm.
This city is proudly the largest city of wooden houses in Europe. Over 8,000 of them built before 1950.
And that's not just a stat, it's the visual definition of the city. We could call it its wallscape. It reflects this really deep-seated local sociology.
How so?
Well, unlike big European cities that built up with stone, wooden construction here was low cost. It used decentralized labor, local carpenters, even the owners themselves, building these small structures.
So it created a different kind of community?
A highly egalitarian one. You had small merchants, craftsmen, workers, all living side by side in these houses. It created a very modest human-scale character.
The architecture of the common person.
That's a perfect way to put it.
But the city's official foundation is marked by this massive stone building.
Stavanger Cathedral.
Right. Built around 1125, which is the city's foundation year.
And the contrast is so stark. The cathedral, which is Norway's oldest, it represents that early power structure. The church, the administration.
Romanesque and Gothic styles all mixed together.
Yeah, after a fire in 1272. So you have the one stone cathedral for institutional history, and then thousands of wooden houses for the ongoing popular culture.
And then came the moment of massive tension.
Black gold.
The Ekofisk oil discovery in 1969. It just instantly transformed Stavanger into Norway's oil capital.
And with that came immense wealth, international investment, and, the critical part, intense development pressure.
Because suddenly those little wooden houses were on incredibly valuable land.
Exactly. Developers wanted to tear them down and build high-density, multi-story concrete buildings to maximize their returns.
So how did it save its soul?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. At first, the preservation of Gamlesoft Dower, Old Stavanger, about 173 houses, was kind of an accident.
An accident?
Yeah, it had been zoned for industry, so developers just sort of ignored it. But by the 50s and 60s, there was this profound change of paradigm.
People started to see things differently.
The city authorities, local activists, they realized that this anonymous, small-scale wooden architecture, which they used to think of as maybe messy or quaint, was actually a priceless, non-renewable asset.
So the economic insight was that the unique character itself could be a competitive advantage.
Precisely. They understood that every other booming city had modern high-rises, but only Stavanger had this.
The decision to preserve it, which was cemented when UNESCO recognized it in 1975, that became an economic strategy.
Yes. They decided to market and build their modern identity around their heritage, turning the past into future profit.
And that decision has shaped everything we see today.
Absolutely.
Which leads us directly into the modern city. The wood is still there, but the artistic output has shifted dramatically.
Right.
Let's talk about how this preserved historic canvas fueled Stavanger's rise as, Norway's premier street art capital.
That tension we talked about, modest wood, immense wealth, it's the perfect creative friction. The city provided the blank walls, and the New Art Festival, which started back in 2001, basically gave permission for radical expression.
So it engineered a shift from graffiti being vandalism to being celebrated public art.
Completely. The city became this evolving open-air gallery.
And the art isn't just decorative, right? It often has a critical edge. You see these massive, intricate murals by Flem, for instance.
Or the really emotionally charged, often political narratives by artists like Barando.
Barando is a great example of that friction.
He is. In a city driven by the global oil industry, his work often explores themes of consumption or displacement or environmental impact.
So the art is like a necessary countercultural commentary.
It is a commentary on the massive corporate infrastructure all around it.
So if you visit, you have to see Everholmgate, the colorful street.
Oh, absolutely. The houses are all painted these vibrant colors. It's a permanent backdrop for smaller installations, but you have to look deeper too.
Right. The sources recommend leaving the main tourist areas.
Yeah, for the really experimental stuff, you go to neighborhoods like Storhog or Hillevåg. That's where you find the raw, off-the-beaten-path work. It feels less curated, more authentic.
And that energy doesn't stop when the sun goes down. The nightlife reflects that whole international community built by oil.
It's a microcosm of the city's economic layers.
Yeah.
You have sophisticated spots for the corporate crowd, like Bardello, known for elegant cocktails.
That's the new wealth.
Yep. And then you have places that represent the enduring counterculture.
Like Checkpoint Charlie.
The legendary rock venue, a staple. It's a reminder that this is still a working coastal city with a strong independent identity.
And for something more avant-garde.
There's two scene. It's in an old brewery, and it's a major hub for theater, dance, eclectic live music, really innovative stuff.
And of course, being Norway, you have that cozy sensibility. The wine bar scene must be essential.
Oh, it's booming.
Yeah.
It just suits that relaxed Norwegian style of socializing. Places like Norvold Vindbar are intimate, great for quiet conversation.
And Brorman Bar.
It's celebrated because it feels like you're just catching up with an old friend in this beautiful, comfortable space. It's that balance again between global ambition and local intimacy.
Okay, let's shift to the plate. The food scene has just exploded.
And it's driven by that unique advantage: access to the pristine North Sea and a commitment to fresh, sustainable ingredients.
So the location dictates the menu.
It dictates the mandate. Fresh, daily catches of cod, herring, salmon. The connection to the sea defines the traditional experience.
Okay, so let's get specific. If a visitor wants to taste the real heritage of Stavanger, what do they order?
You start with fiske soup.
The fish soup.
But it's not just broth. It's a rich, creamy white soup loaded with pieces of white fish and local root vegetables. It's the definition of Norwegian comfort food.
Okay, and then klippfisk. How is that different from fresh cod?
The salting and drying process totally changes it. It intensifies the flavor, makes the texture firmer. It speaks to Norway's history as a trading nation.
And for the truly traditional festive dish, lutefisk, the one soaked in lye. That sounds like a conversation starter.
It is. It's dried whitefish soaked in a lye solution, which gives it this translucent, gelatinous texture when it's cooked. It's a taste of history. You need an adventurous palate.
And for dessert, something a bit more delicate.
Definitely look for crumb cake. It's a sweet, thin, rolled wafer, often shaped like a cone and filled with whipped cream and berries.
Lovely. And the city really balances those old traditions with a modern casual culture, like the concept of fika.